Rangnick'S a top fraud. He ain't managed in 10 years. Another wrong move from the club board. Music to my ears when you're exposed, but you're playing from the wrong chord. You had one job to do for the team, that's to get us in the top 4. Woo! Rangnick'S a top fraud. You ain't managed in 10 years. Another wrong move from the club board. Music to my ears when you're exposed, but you're playing from the wrong chord. You had one job to do for the team, that's to get us in the top 4. Can you blame me if I want more? Today we conceded 4 goals. So what did we bring in Varane for? No lie, Brighton could have got 4 more. And all could have conceded a lot more. Could it really get any worse than this? For real though, what more? For real though. What? Can you blame me if I want more? Today we conceded 4 goals. So what did we bring in Varane for? No lie, Brighton could have got 4 more. And all could have conceded a lot more. Could it really get any worse than this? For real though, what more? What? Yo, this is the OT99 Banter room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. The only team that is getting smoked is Manchester United, game after game after game, week after week after week. It is getting more painful. Like I've tried to switch up, but it keeps getting more painful. Look, today I'm joined by Edwin and NK. And, you know, unfortunately, we have to put ourselves through this torture just to bring these videos to you, man. And it's sad, man, because I wish I could have switched off. Like literally after 5 minutes, I thought, you know what, this is going downhill. I wish I could have switched off. But we had to watch it and put ourselves through the torment. This is mental torture. This is abuse. And it's painful, man. Look, Edwin, I ain't gonna lie. Like I saw the lineup and I was thinking, raw, like the same team that played against Brentford. It looked like our most comfortable game of the season. We had Matic in there and Mata. The same lineup, basically. I was thinking, you know what, like, I didn't blame Ralph Rangnick because if you just got a comfortable win, the first win that is comfortable, you played the whole 90 minutes and it was decent. Why are you going to change anything? So I thought, why change anything? You did well, like, that is the lineup, go with the lineup. But what was your thinking when you saw that team? Was you thinking the same way I was thinking, or was you thinking, no?
When I saw the lineup, yeah, it just kind of goes back to the whole point, right? So obviously that team won, right? But it's not like we beat. It's a game we should have won anyway, right? So it's just like when you're watching it, it just makes you realize that like Man United as a whole, they're flawed. Like I don't think they've got actual people that analyze the game, because you see when you watch other top teams, they'll change their formation according to who they play, and obviously they just thought, oh, it works. Look. If it worked, yeah, it may have it'll be a different conversation. But when it didn't work, you just nitpick. Like I don't think they've got any tactical proneness. Like they don't think. They just thought, okay, this team won. Let me throw them out again.
So you're saying that they're hanging on to any positive that they can.
Yeah, I feel like they're just, as much as the team's lost, so is the whole management and the whole formation at Man United. But look, Man United, like NK said it best. We should just review games in twos, because Man United didn't do nothing.
Well, Ralph Rangnick in the interview, he was just like, you know what? Because the reporter was basically trying to like probe him to see what he was saying about, you know, he asked him, why aren't these players following your tactics? And it's just like, it's not like they didn't try to, but they just couldn't stop. They couldn't stop Brighton from passing through the lines, and they couldn't stop Brighton doing what they do. But really and truly, I felt like he was biting his tongue a little bit. I felt like he, you know, deep down, I felt like he was just trying to say, do you know what? These players,
they're dead, man. They're making Brighton look like Barcelona. Look at the way they were passing around. Even that chance that hit the post, they were even playing around like it was FIFA. Boom, 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 boom. Like, it's a joke.
Should have been more than 4-0. Okay, look, the frustration is coming through the face right now. You've gone a few grey more hairs, a few more creases on the face. This pretty boy NK poses it's fading now, fam. What gone? Like, what is you thinking? Like, do you think that Ralph Rangnick got the first team selection correct today? Like, forget about the result, but like, do you think like he was right in choosing that starting lineup? And then we'll get into what he done during the game. And you know,
before I talk about the game, I want you guys to join me in prayers. Let's should we bow our heads? Should we bow our heads? Please, man. Let's thank God, yeah, for almost helping us through this disastrous season, and give us the strength, yeah, to witness one more. Just one more, and this is over, man. Amen. Ha! You know what? You as I said it. friends come here asking me what think about the lineup. I told you, but let's do it 2-2-2. We are look at your faces. Look at your faces. We've gone 10 years since the last game, Bob.
It's hard watching this stuff, bro.
It is. You know what? It is hard in a way. It's like I was watching it today, and I could only just smile. You know when sometimes you kind of like smile through your pain. Just to kind of like cover the fact that you are upset. That's what this game was like today. I was watching it. My wife said, "Oh, let's go shopping." I said, "Nah, you know what? You can go do the food shopping. I'm not coming." Halftime, I was calling her, but come and pick me up. I want to come. I was begging her to go be with her to shop.
Bro, did you see Ronaldo, bro? Like hand on hips, smiling.
He was laughing, bro. He was laughing because he just thinking like,
this is ridiculous.
Ronaldo, he's up. I don't care what anybody tell me. He's up. He's not gonna stand here for this BS
revolution
next summer. He's not, because the people that he's working with, they're not up to his standard. He's gone. He's thinking that, I'm 37 and I can do better than a lot of these people out here. 100%. The lineup today, I don't think the lineup was a problem. It is good. He kept the same team. My problem is not necessarily the lineup. My problem is at halftime, you are losing 2-1. You are losing 1-0 at halftime. What do you go and do?
Change.
And then he just went, and this is where sometimes, you can blame managers all you want. You can blame the players all you want. But it comes down to certain key decisions. If he wanted to win the game, we will be praising him for making a tactical substitution at halftime. It went wrong, so we need to blame him for that. We need to make sure that he take majority of the blame for that. He took up Matic off, and then he took up Elanga off. Brought on Cavani and Fred. You already know how I feel about Fred. I don't like Fred. I don't care what people say. No, he's been our best player this season. I don't like him. I told you, after 1 year, he's out of this team. And then from there, it just went downhill. And at 4-0 down, what does he do at 4-0 down? He brought on the savior. Edwin's favorite player, the messiah, the captain of this football club, Harry Maguire. At 4-0 down.
Do you know what? Yeah, I swear down, we had a bit of life when he came on, though. I ain't gonna lie, we looked a bit more, it was weird.
Okay, then. So you and this is it. At 4-0 down, he's thinking, let me just make sure that it's 4-0. It's not about making it 4-1 or 4-2 or 4-3. It's about making sure that I don't concede more goals. And that shows you everything you need to know, bro. You know
what's mad, yeah? Do you know what's so mad? And I was saying this to Edwin offline. Manchester United is the maddest club you'll ever find, yeah? Because, fam, Watford today would have lost 4-0 against Brighton. They wouldn't, and this is a team that's relegated. They wouldn't have lost. You see, Manchester United, yeah? We just don't know how to play football. And it amazes me and it baffles me, the switch off of what happened from when this was a team last season, second, the season before that, third, to now not knowing how to play football. Like, it's so bad. Like, if we played the whole season we'll get relegated.
Is this simple? Is this simple, though? Is this simple? Look, only having a bad start to the beginning of the season, we all know it's been happening since he's been manager. He always have it like up and down. That's fine. But when he got sacked, the manager that you bring inside was very key. You don't bring a manager that play like pressing football when your players can't. And this is when it go down to the people that do all this kind of like recruitment and making all this decision,
Counter-attackers.
You go for a manager or someone that could literally play that low block counter-attacking football for 6 months. That's what you do. Ralph, when he came on, when his plan A didn't work, he just didn't have a plan B. And from that moment on, the minute that whole pressing didn't work in our second game against Norwich, that's when, to be honest with you, that's when the top four was lost. Because he could not find a different way to just make them play. Yes, we had a good performance where we were just creating a lot of chances, but we were not scoring them. But it just went back to downhill, So it goes on to kind of like say, appointing the right managers to fit the players that you have is very key. You don't go get what do you call it? For example, even with City or Liverpool right now, you don't go get a Liverpool team and bring someone who kind of like play a different type of football. You always need to bring manager that suit the players. Not necessarily like bring someone inside there and come and change every single thing. When you're gonna do that, then you need to change the whole players. But he didn't have the luxury of doing that.
It's true. Like, I'm looking at this team, yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like, Manchester United need a lot of work, and there's a lot of overhyped players, and there's a lot of players that did need to go, even under Ole's tenure, yeah. But I know that we're better than what we're seeing. That I do know. We're better than what we're seeing. We're better than what we've been seeing over the last 6 months or whatever, yeah. And then we go against teams like Brighton, and I always say this: it's very difficult to gauge the ability of another player, right, when they're up against a Man United, because this Man United will make everyone look like. But Edwin just said, but Brighton look like Barcelona, bro. Cucurella, that was his first Premier League goal, bro. This guy was cheering, crying because he scored against Manchester at our expense. Do you know how angry that got me? He was crying, like, yeah, to the fans, like, woo, like, this is painful, bro. This is real painful. And do you know what? If Watford, going back to Watford, if Watford can play a Manchester United week in, week out, Watford won't be getting relegated. We'll be the ones getting relegated. We're that dead. Look,
it depends on who the manager is, to be honest. If you was a manager,
this right now.
Oh no, this manager, yeah, especially when he hasn't brought in his play. Look, when Klopp took over Liverpool, yeah, he took over in October. By the end of the season, he finished 8th because those players couldn't play how he wanted to play, and he didn't have a plan B. You know, it took him some time for him to actually get his team together before he started doing all this kind of stuff. So when you have a player that cannot play to your certain abilities, it's only a few managers in the world here that could literally go and just say, okay, you know what? I don't have my players here, but let me play to the player's strength. Tuchel, one of the best came to that Chelsea team. He just done that. You need certain managers that kind of like come. That's why when interior managers come here, they don't come in to implement a system. They just come in to say, hey, you know what? Let's continue what the other manager is doing. But all I'm going to do right now is, instead of like the other manager shouting at you, I'm just going to just literally be relaxed with you. That's all that interior managers do. You don't become an interior manager and just literally change a whole way of how the team play. You don't do that. You don't try to come in a team that don't press to say, hey, I'm going to turn you to a pressing team. You just don't do that. And that was rough.
And that's my thing. So Edwin, I'm going to ask you this question then. What is your evaluation of Ralph Rangnick? I know a lot of people are liking, him in the media, how he handles the press, like he's identifying all of the.
You know what? Yeah.
What's your evaluation of him?
After seeing what his role is and his actual role right now, his role is just an advisor. He's the guy. Like, I feel like he's not a manager, right? He's been okay. You've been out the game too long, and you've come back, and it shows, right? Yeah. But I feel like his role, what he does now, when he's open in these interviews, right? About in January we could have. That's his role. I feel like he's an advisory. He's there to like communicate and be honest to the fans. That's what I think. He's not a good manager. Like, and Enge said it, like, it's 1-0 at half time, right? And it's not even 1-0. And like, say if it was 1-0 and we're actually playing better, but it's just that, sometimes you're playing better, but a team gets a lucky goal, right? But we're getting battered the first half, right? To come out and make those changes and not make the right changes and leave the stuff, he's so out of tune. You know what I mean? It's not like he was a Premiership manager, then he decided like, he's tried, but he's not good. He's not a good manager. Like, maybe the international arena will fit him best, you know what I mean? Not the back-to-back games, but I don't know.
Also, friends, listen to this, yeah. In the first half, we were struggling to get the ball, even in the middle. We were losing the midfield battle anyway. Why then go ahead and then take one midfielder on and literally go 2 up top? Instead of trying to make, like, compact the midfield, you could have taken probably, Ilanga on and then bring Fred on and just literally make sure that the midfield is just like literally packed in there, so that we can just try to get some of the ball. But then he made it too open for them. He made it too open by going 2 up top.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? You're right, because there was one time I was speaking to Firma on the phone, right? And that chance where the player, I think there was one chance they had where they played the ball over, right? And then they played it to the wing and crossed it. When they played that ball over, I've paused the game, right? There was 4 defenders. There was no midfielders in front of him. The 2 midfielders were in the other half when the ball came over. So by the time that the guy brought back the ball and passed it, there was no one covering, no one sitting in front of the defense. It was just a major gap. Like, say the defense is halfway in our half, the other 2 midfielders were in the other half. And it's not even like, bro, and it's not even like they were in the other half because they were making chances. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just mad. Like, but what NK said is true. Like, why pack the back when there's nothing protecting them and bring 2 strikers at top?
Do you know what's mad?
There wasn't even any creative. Think about it. You're bringing 2 strikers on top, but who was the creative players to create the chances or to run down the wings or to cross?
He went back to, I think, in the second half, I think the formation changed to that formation that we play a 4-2-2-2. So Mata and Bruno was on the wings. Mata is not the fastest guy to be tracking back anyways, and that's why you saw the left back scored, bro. The left back seriously scored because there was no more tracking back, from the wings, bro, man. But as I said to you, let's just thank God that the season's almost finishing, bro.
I saw Ronaldo standing there with his hands on his hips, smiling, the sarcastic type of laugh, and I just thought, like Enko said, I was just thinking, this guy, how are we gonna expect to keep someone like Ronaldo? He finds it so difficult. He has to put in so much effort to get on that score sheet, but we make it so easy for the opposition to go out and just score. They put 3 passes together and they open up our defense, and it's like a one-on-one with the keeper each and every time, bro. Each and every time, bro. This is why you have David De Gea being talked of as the shot stopper, the man of the match, because we're putting so much pressure on him anyway. He's been forced to be making all of these shot-stopping saves, but it's stress.
Rangnick, yeah? He's slightly daylight robbed like Man United. He's used Man United to get back into management and get jobs. Because now think about it, he's got an advisory role and he's an international manager and he hasn't even done well.
Bro, do you know what is funny,
It's straight daylight robbery, He's tricked everyone.
Bro, the fans, are so up Ralph Rangnick's arse, because he's finally speaking. You know what Ralph Rangnick is? Ralph Rangnick is like a Manchester United fan, that's just been given a platform to voice the issues. He's like us.
Inside information.
Inside information. He's voicing it out and saying it how it is. The Manchester United fans now are like, yes, it's amazing. Yes, thank you, Ralph Rangnick. But they're not really deep in it for all it is. In reality.
If you want to really deep it, he's dead. That's it. Full point.
Here is what I don't understand.
What was our expectations when we brought in Sancho, Varane, and Cristiano Ronaldo? Nobody's thinking, we need to be fighting for Europa League. Do you know what I mean? Now we're saying, we don't even want European football. We need to be playing 1 game a week so that we can just this has gone mad. And everyone's there chanting Ralph Rangnick's name because he goes and bring on Hannibal Mejbri against flipping Liverpool, and he gets a couple of fouls and shows grit. Everyone is chanting him because he goes to the media saying, this guy, he said he didn't want to play. Okay, but you're not doing anything. You can't do anything right now when we need you to change it.
But the thing is, friends, here is what I think people need to separate Ralph the consultant and Ralph the manager. It's 2 different things. Look, Oli was already sacked already. So that was one thing that we as a club, we got. And no matter who came in as a manager next season, they were going to buy their own players anyways. So we don't need you coming to tell us that, we need to buy so and so a player, because whether it was Poch or whether it was Tim Hag that was going to become the manager, they would have got their own players anyway as time goes on, And you could say that the least you could do for the next coming manager is make sure that they are part of European best competition, which is what? The Champions League, Not all this thing where you come in it's all good to say, you know what? These players are bad, these players are bad. We already knew that already. We already knew that. And the new manager, when he comes in title, he'll be able to just weed them out, based on whatever system that he's doing. So all this thing that he is doing, as I said to you, if he was just a consultant alone and not an interior manager, we will be praising him because it's a bit of fresh air. But whereas the job description was that, you know what, Ralph is going to be the interior manager for 6 months, and then after that, he's going to move on to his role as the consultant. I just feel like that role for the coaching job was only just done for about a month. And after a month, he abandoned it and started to do the consultancy role,
exactly.
And people love it. People love that side.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Media saying,
remember that I was saying there's two things, like, people are praising him, but he's really just a consultant. Like, when you watch him, he's got the talk, like they say, the talk of the gab, yeah. But in terms of managing, he's out of his depth. And then he's got to go and pick his assistant. That's some guy that's come from America. Then you've got Darren Fletcher, who's like a director. Like, what has he done apart from like?
Like, I understand people in the job with assistants and coaches and stuff, and he had to settle for whatever. But listen to, like, this guy don't have an excuse. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got second and third. Do you understand? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got us back-to-back Champions League. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if you even got us to semi-finals of FA Cup, he's done stuff. You understand? Ralph Rangnick is taking this team and made it worse, bro. Like, he's made it worse.
But then with Ole,
it's even looking like Solskjaer's tactic was bad now.
That was only players, so he can get the best out of them because that's the players that he assembled. All I'm saying is that Ralph
in Ole's first season, what
he still collapses though. Only first season, he still got up in 3 for 6 plays anyway.
Do you know why? Because it spoils it. Because someone like Tuchel has showed that you can come in and use other people's players, and he won the Champions League with that.
Because that's a thing like that. It's the key word is adapt. Can you adapt when you don't have things going for your way? And that's what Ralph couldn't adapt. He just could not adapt to it. When he came and then he saw that, look, I want them to press. I want them to play like how my old teams used to play. It couldn't work. And then unfortunately, the things that they were criticizing the players for that, or the players have given up on. So Ralph doing that too, because he was in this job instead of actually trying to get the team get them top 4. So he was there negotiating for a different job next summer. Same way that these players are also doing too.
Tell me this, yeah. Ralph Rangnick came out in the media, yeah, and was just like, I wanted a new striker because he let Martial go on loan. What happened to Greenwood's happened with Greenwood. It's still ongoing. And obviously you've got Cavani that's been injured for most of the season. And Ronaldo, the goal is like obviously like the only main one because Rashford is sort of ill form. He said now he wanted a striker, which is fair. We definitely needed a striker considering what's happened. He said he wanted Julian Alvarez, who's now ended up at City, right? He said he wanted, what's that guy? Vlahovic and Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is at Liverpool. Vlahovic is at Juventus. Look, fine. We know that you're a good scout of talent. We know this. We know what you've done in the past, and that's your reputation that you've come to Manchester United with. But what help does that do telling us that is in need, knowing that we need that stuff, telling us now, I wanted this, but the board said no. Look, we know that the board, yeah, Man United has just done marching. You get me? Because they want the Glazers out. You've got yellow and green banners all over the place because sections of the fan don't want the Glazers because of their poor decision making, because of how the club is run. You're standing there saying, I wanted these strikers and we didn't get them. We said no. What help is that doing to us? Can
I tell you something?
This is PR, bruv. The guy's a PR merchant, bruv.
Someone said it. Someone said this, yeah. You know, for the last couple of weeks here, we have all been praising Ralph that, the scouting. Ralph got the scouting people out. Ralph managed to get the club to hire like Tim Hag. He's doing a lot of things behind the scene and everything. But then someone said this. He said, if Ralph could not convince this board to sign a striker in January, what make you feel like he was able to convince them to actually sack McJudge and then the scouting people, let alone convince them to actually hire the next manager, Ralph?
It's true. It's very true. Because you know why there's a point to that? Because this is a guy that's going to be in your consultancy role for the next 2 years, right? This is a guy that's already told the board, already we knew that we had Ten Hag as manager for one. There's a guy that told the board that, yeah, this is the right man from earlier on. So we
don't know that. That's the thing.
We're not trusting the advisor who's going to be telling Manchester United and telling everyone else what players are right for Manchester United. That will fit Ten Hag's style and fit Man United.
I'm just saying, everybody's giving him credit.
Why not get them in early?
I'm just saying, everybody's giving him credit here. When it's in actual fact, Meta is the one doing most of the job, but people are giving him credit. But I'm just saying, if he's taking all the credit for saying, you know what, he made sure that like the scout got sacked, he made sure that McJudge got sacked, and then he made sure that Tim Hag got hired. Because people forget that, they forget that it's not Meta.
That could even be
if he's the guy that would do that, why could he not convince them to sign a striker when he really needed it? You know, if you are that powerful that behind the scene you are getting people sacked. Why couldn't you just get a striker buff?
What's your thoughts on that, Edwin?
About what?
About Ralph Rangnick not being able to convince our board to get a striker in January when we needed one.
But then everybody's crediting him for sacking all the scouts and appointing.
The scouts, I guarantee you, the scouts probably second had to probably do something with Ten Hag, and not him saying sack them. He probably told them, "This is what I'm bringing in," and they had to get rid of them, right?
I think so.
That's what I think.
That contract.
You know what it is? You know what I think here? I think Ten Hag's been very smart, right? He's put everything in position that if he fails, it's on him because he's probably laid everything. Because look how long he took to sign his contract. So he's probably said, "This is what I want," right?
My manager.
With what did he say?
I said my manager, man. First understand what I mean by that. My manager, man.
I feel like he put everything in place. But what I think I know people are saying he couldn't convince you, but you got to remember, this is the same board that now we're seeing why Mourinho and them man had problems. I know, like, because remember from time Mourinho was like, I don't have control, I'm not getting my players. You remember? And then like everyone was like, oh, it's Mourinho, let's forget what he said. Now you're seeing it unravel that. Even someone like Rangnick, if he tells the board we need strikers, think about it. Remember I told you about Alvarez, he's 14 million. How wrong could you go with 14 million?
I watched that guy. He's not even on that, bro.
There was
no way.
That's not the point, bro.
But let's dip it too. The point is, let's dip it too.
We're interfering.
He only asked for the striker, yeah. 48 hours before the transfer window closes too.
It don't matter,
so from a club point of view, that's just rushing into the market to go do what we criticize all the time, bro.
No.
But whether it's rushing or not, yeah. Whatever decision he rushed in is showing that it was needed now.
Fam, you remember how quick?
Obviously, we don't have hindsight.
You remember how quick we went and got Ronaldo when we thought that he was going to go to City? Remember how quick?
No, it's true. Within 2 hours, we got Ronaldo.
But then, yeah, City. He went there for next season, not for January, though.
No, but my thing is this.
No, I'm talking about Ronaldo. Look at Ronaldo. When we found out he was going to City, in 2 hours, 1 hour, he was back in our team.
They saw that. They saw the money. They saw that money. Going, City. They don't need. Fam, look at. Bro,
look, at the end of the day, yeah, I don't think it's Rangnick's fault is that he didn't get the manager. All he can do is say, I want this person, and it's down to them to give him the finances. They said no. It's not like he can pull out money out of his own pockets and buy it. At the end of the day, he could say, look, we need strikers.
Bro,
Ronaldo's not enough.
And this is why my confidence in any manager, I haven't got, you see when NK said, my manager, Ten Hag. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I really want this guy to be hard. Wait. Hold on. Look, I really want this guy to do well. Look, Lord knows I want this guy to do well, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Bro, I can't bring myself to that level where NK is right now because of everything man's been through, bro. This is trauma, bro. The sport is already showing signs. You know what it is, yeah? Already showing signs, bro.
No, but you know what is the difference with him, yeah? And I obviously I have to wait and see, yeah? But I can understand why people are waiting for him to come because he's, unlike a lot of managers that's come, he's not getting sucked into the hype. This is Man United. He's getting sucked. I'm a manager. This is my team. He's like. Think about it. Look at. There's no manager in the history that's taken this long to sign a Man United contract.
And doing all those clear-ups. I love that.
But I love that. No, because you know how it is. As soon as they hear manager at Man United, he's like, okay, this is a great opportunity, but I want to do it my way. Remember, did you hear his interview? He's like, recently he said that there's no clauses for him getting his own players. Okay. They can come if they want. And then number two,
Whoa, he said.
Number two, remember he said that.
Finish NK.
No, just one more NK. He was just like, he was just like, and then the second point, which I really liked, was like, he's like, look, I'm going to come and assess the team. I'm going to give everyone a chance, but if they're not up to what I want, you're out. He's going to give everyone a chance, but if you can't play my football, it's not like Rangnick, when Rangnick is like, you guys don't like my formation, I'll go back to what you guys like. Nah, fuck it. You don't like, my language, sorry. He's like, you don't like my formation. That's what you need. Like, he knows the system he needs that works for him. Like, and what I like, I think he's going to come in and you're going to see a major change. Like, a lot of players are not going to be there. But NK, Talk to us about your new manager.
I'm just saying, look, me, when I was first backing this guy, I done my research. Obviously, certain people that I will not name said, oh, NK is working for this manager, getting overhyped. But you know what? That's cool, bro. One of the first things that this guy showed the club is that before he even signed, he said himself, he said, I don't sign. Before I sign, I make sure that I make demands and I make sure that the demands are met before I sign. That shows you that this is a guy, that literally is always planning ahead. He's always planning ahead all the time. And you need managers that plan ahead like that, you know? He's not waiting to just say, I'm taking the job, that. As I said, a guy who has built 2 teams. He's built 2 teams. He had a first team that done well. Team literally got, players left and everything. And then he built a second team in the space of like a year or 2. That's a quality that you look to, because he always thinking ahead. Like, okay, you know what? These people are gonna go. So how do I get the next best thing? And that's what we're doing now too.
I don't doubt like what he's done, like his credentials, what he's done at Ajax and rebuilding the teams. My thing is in the structure of Ajax, they allow him to do what he needs to do. You get me? He had Edwin van der Sar, he had Overmars, he had a good team there. Do you understand? You're coming to Manchester United where now you're hearing all of this turmoil and trouble, and the board has been responsible for a lot of it. And I know some people are getting cleared out now, but the thing about it is, when I'm hearing these signs of Ralph Rangnick now going and saying, we wanted us to get this, and you're already starting to hear stuff about, we needed to, you didn't want to eat into the budget of the summer.
In January,
get your player now.
Manager
look, Ruben Diaz, they got him now, and look what he's doing for the title charge.
No, but you know what I'll say about that?
Bruno Fernandes, we got him in Jan, and look what he saved us. And at the end of the day, Ralph Rangnick is our advisor. He's going to be the advisor.
I ain't gonna lie,
Ten hog. Ruben, give him what he wants.
You know what? Sorry to cut you off here, but any striker that would have come in January, they would have done dead. Like, they would have ruined their career. Diaz wouldn't be the player he is now.
But that's you know what I mean. That's not the point though. The point is just that you've got this guy that's your consultancy, your advisor. You're already not listening to him when he's saying he's making. But
the thing is, because you're a consultant, your word's not final. You just give your view. Like, you see, with our new manager coming in, I guarantee you right now, even at this moment, he knows what players he wants. He's not waiting till June or July. Right now, he's already planned out his team.
Yeah, like, is the board gonna back him?
Fans.
I guarantee you in these. Wait. Firms.
Are they gonna back him?
I guarantee you when he comes here, watch how quick he signs players. I guarantee you in his contract, he's already told him what players he wants.
I think year 1 is gonna be amazing. I think year 1. And maybe year 1 or even 18 months would be amazing. I'm thinking about Manchester United in terms of the longevity of this guy.
But that depends on how good he does. Then it goes on to him.
But this is the point though, Edwin. We've got a big rebuild. They talk about the rebuild being like 3-4 years. And now Man United fans are going to put added pressure because they're saying, this guy's finishing like 9th in season 1, 9th in season 2. Then all of a sudden, we're going to be like, and then the Glazers are going to be like, yes.
No, but let's be honest. Man United are not like a lot of teams. They're not, no disrespect, they're not like an Arsenal. They're actually always going to have money to buy players. Arsenal are like, they budget themselves. Man United will always have money.
No, I agree.
How much? They said he's got like 250 million to spend this summer around that.
It's like 150, bro. With player sales maybe bumping.
Can I say something?
Of course, NK.
Look, first of all, this whole thing about Ralph not being able to go, that was in January. Yeah, Tim Hag hasn't come in yet. Going forward, we're gonna have profile of players to go get. We're gonna go get players for affordable prices that can come in and do job. And secondly, this guy is a coach, bro. He will get the best out of these players. He will improve them, bro. He will make sure that they develop. So you lot just relax. We are in a good place.
Like I'm saying, I'm putting all my backing in Ten Hag. I don't care where he finishes season 1 or season 2 or season 3. I'm putting all my backing in that guy. Trust me, you won't hear me saying a bad thing about Ten Hag.
Please do.
And what I just want is the environment for him to thrive. You understand?
Okay, you know what?
I don't want him to come in here and then all of a sudden now he's in the media saying how
No, firms. You know what you should do? Wait. You know what? The first thing you need to do is let the summer pass and see what he does in the market and see who he lets go and who he brings in and see just how his team is set up. That's the first part.
We need it.
The second part.
Also, you know what?
I want 10 guys. I want a clear.
But friends,
11.
Friends, apparently during his interview, They wanted to go interview him. He ended up interviewing them. He went there with a plan on how he's going to turn the whole club around, how the scouting should be, how the players should be. He went in, that is how apparently when they were after that, they were so impressed with him because he was the one interviewing them.
I don't care about words, I care about action. Ralph Rangnick gassed me. I was even looking at Gang Press on Google. Who was I doing it with? I did it with
we were all like that.
Remember. We Googled it.
We was Googling it and I'd reading all the lyrics, all the quotes. I remember, I was even, the English she was giving me. And then, fool me once.
And they gassed us because they're like too short and what's his name? The manager from Liverpool.
To be honest, we all did say.
That was drooling. That was drooling over this. I was thinking,
but then friends.
This is amazing, groundbreaking. After the first 2 games, he just ditched that thing to me. Oh my God,
friends,
we have just been bamboozled.
Honestly, we all said it. We all said that we are more happy
that should be
with him going upstairs than the interior. That's what we said. We all said that we are more happy with him going upstairs than more to do with like the coaching aspect of it, you know. But look, all I'm saying is next season there will be less West player. No, next season there will be less West player, or you all be like best players. Bro, don't worry about that, man.
Look, the meeting's gonna wrap up. We've got to wrap up soon, so I would just say, look, it was a poor game. Like we ain't doing good player, bad player because it was just terrible.
No, we are doing it. We
No, we ain't got no time.
West player is famous for bringing us onto this show every week, man. Every week. He deserves it, man. You are the worst one out there, bro.
Hey, look, we're out. Look, guys, thanks for
out. Yes, out.
Next game, it's going to be more stress. I just hope this brings you some joy.
I'm not coming here next game. I'm not coming.